o'clock a.m., Orange County, California, Satellite Studio. 1:30 a.m., San Diego, California, Satellite Studio. Stay tuned for more exciting programs only here on INCRadio.
This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
And good morning, everyone, and welcome to INC Radio Florida. I'm one of your hosts this morning, Brother Robert DePaulis, coming to you live here in Tampa, Florida. And today, of course, is Saturday, April 20th. It's just about 2 minutes after 12 noon here on the East Coast of the United States, which means it's lunchtime. And that's perfect because today we're talking about something you could probably have for lunch, but we're going to be talking about that. I don't want to spoil the topic. But avocado, something for you to hear today, Brother Jim. How are you guys doing up there in Pensacola?
Good morning, Brother Robert. And yes, I've already had my fill this morning because preparing for the show, one of the great things about anytime we do a food show, I tend to have a really big breakfast. So I am set. And I hope you all are set and ready to get your food on. But first off, buenos dias, buenas tardes, maganda gabe, bonjour. Thank you all so much for joining us today. We're so glad that you're here. And I got to tell you, like I said, food topics are some of my favorite shows. So I'm eager to get in this. And Sister Audrey, how about you? I know you're a foodie too. And I'm jealous because I have had the pleasure of going to Tampa and there's so many great places to eat down there. So
yes, 100%. And I'm so glad and fortunate for today's topic because you can find avocados in abundance here in Florida, especially here in Tampa. But yes, Sister Audrey Tapalis coming to you from Tampa, Florida. And of course, we can't continue on with our show without first extending our warm sunshine greetings to our beloved executive minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, our CEBSI CEO and CFO coordinator, Brother Angelo Aranyo Manalo, our station manager, Brother Arnel Solano, and our executive producer, Brother Manly Andaya. And here in the home front of our beautiful Sunshine District of Florida, we'd like to extend our greetings to our district minister, Brother Marlon Velason, our Assistant District Minister, Brother Carlitos Medina, and our TFO Overseer, Brother Mark Bernal. And of course, there in the Philippines, Kuyatek, thank you so much for staying up late with us. And we hope you have your mug of coffee or tea, whichever you have of your beverage of choice, and hope that you get some recipes out of our topic today. But of course, to stay connected with us every single Saturday, I'm going to toss it over to my beautiful Sister Joy over there in Orlando. Hi, Sister Joy.
Thank you, Sister Audrey. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all of you who are joining us. There are many ways to stay connected, and we're so excited for those of you who are already joining us. Be sure to let your friends and family know to connect with us. How? By going to www.iglesianicristo.net/INCradio. You can also search our YouTube channel, which is, you can go into the YouTube search, INC Radio, but be sure you include INC Radio Florida, and then click on the live now. You can even go back and see some of our awesome shows. Join us in some of the conversations. Don't forget to also download the app, the official INC Radio mobile app for Android and iOS devices. Very handy to have, so you can always have us right there in your pocket. We also are excited to share with you a lot of the great things that are happening in our district, the District of Florida. We have several upcoming events like INC Giving. This is where we spread kindness and we share with it. We connect with our communities and all of our community workers. So we're excited to update you on all the different activities for INC Giving that we're doing. We also have our FYM, which are Friday youth missions every Friday that our youth are participating in. Great opportunity for all of our Kadiwa and our Binhi and even our CWS. They get together every Friday and share some time together, whether they're playing games, they're painting. This is just a great time, a great Christian time where they're able to bond with each other in brotherhood. And one thing that we're always excited about here in the District of Florida, we have our upcoming Unity games. And despite the fact that some of the games that we will be participating in are normally competitive, it's again Unity games. We are truly united in this, and we're really excited and looking forward to this. So, with all these activities coming up, we're excited to share with you more. But let's go ahead and dive in and talk about what our topic is for today. So, Brother Robert, I'm going to pass it back over to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Sister Joy. The thing about these food topics is that they are always just in the nick of time for us here at INC Radio Florida because, in the mornings, you go on without eating. And sometimes, Brother Jim, I feel like I've just hit guac bottom. And I've got to be able to, Sister Joy, that was for you. That was for you.
I
and
love it.
those dad jokes, right? So, but let's go ahead and jump right into our presentation for today. See if I'm able to find it. This is not my first rodeo doing this, but
I'm going to take that joke though. I've hit
Are you?
bottom. I am.
I'm
going to eat it up.
Oh, look at that. See? That's what happens when we get started with the dad jokes here. So well, if you don't know by now, with as many hints as we've dropped, today's show is all about this fruit. It's all about avocado. And whether you like your avocados sweet or you like them savory, I think we've got something for you today because, I've never seen a nation divided more than over how should you eat your avocado. Most of the people, when you talk about avocado, the first thing, at least, and it depends, Brother Jim, we talked about this last week. This is where this subject actually came up, was when we were talking about different cultures. And depending on the culture that you come from, that's what your view of how you should eat an avocado. Now, here in the US, here in the United States, the majority of the people, when you think about avocado, you're more on the savory side, right? This is what is most commonly thought of in the use of an avocado, whether it's in a dip, like what you see up there in the guacamole bowl. Sometimes it's a topping on a salad, a way for you to add some additional texture to it, because as we all know, avocado is a certain texture. But then it's also used as a topping in many Latin foods. And I know you love your Latin food, Brother Jim. So avocado, right? Often see, right? It's often used in a lot of Latin culture as an additive, again because of the texture and kind of that savory flavor. But now let's hop on the plane and hop into Asia. And then all of a sudden, when you drop into some parts of Asia, the use of the avocado is a little different. And then now you've got more of your sweet side of the avocado that people really favor. And Brother Jim, this was the thing that we talked about last week that really kind of sparked this whole conversation, right? It's because you, Sister Amore introduced you to eating avocado with, or was it Brother Billy or was it you that was?
It was Brother Billy. I was eating an avocado and I put sugar and milk in it, and he was like, "What are you doing?" You got to put salt and pepper on that thing and put it on chicken. I'm like,
my wife is not a morning person, and she's not listening. Oh, she is right there. Oh.
She's in the studio. You better be careful.
but I think the first time I saw her was like really early in the morning. Like she was going into work early, and she walked over and she took an avocado and she was putting honey on it. I thought she was sleepwalking. I didn't even. I was like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "Yeah, this is delicious." I was like, I had never seen that before. I'd never seen the combination of sweet with avocado.
Well, and what's interesting, because part of this for me, even, right, because my reintroduction to the Filipino culture for me came later in life, and I didn't know that eating avocado in a bowl with milk, with sugar in it, was the way that you're supposed to do it. And I sat there and thought, why are you doing that? And then when I tasted it, that's it. It was all over for me. And having that, and then now, of course, I think that there's this surge in modern culture right? And I'm sure a lot of it's driven by social media. That everything from avocado smoothies, you could find those at a lot of your smoothie chains now, right? They have something called avocado candy, which is really just a frozen avocado mixed with sugar that you throw in your freezer, and then of course avocado popsicle. So again, the avocado has transitioned from being just this single use fruit in salads and dip to now a dessert, if you will, that so many people favor. And before we jump into the different recipes, because we've all got our favorites, right? What we like, how we enjoy it. I've got an avocado quiz that I wanted to throw out for you guys, and I wanted to see how avocado savvy all of our INC Radio hosts are. So if you guys are ready, I'm going to throw a couple of quiz questions at you, and you tell me.
Do we get bonus points if we're drinking avocado? I have an avocado shake.
You have an avocado shake? We
Well,
can.
if we're fueled by avocado this morning.
Yeah, I ate a lot of avocado before the show.
Oh,
We're
did
trying
you?
to get those bonus points in.
You eat enough avocado before the show, you might have a different problem, Brother Jim. Okay, first question for our hosts is where are avocados produced the most? In what state?
Mexico. Was I supposed to raise my hand?
Well, not only that, but Mexico's not a state of the. But, okay, so we're going to have a topic on U.S. geography next week on INC Radio Florida. So next
in the
contestant.
US?
In the United States, which state is the largest producer of avocados?
I'm between Florida and California. I'm thinking I'm like 60-40 California.
I'm going with California.
All right. What about our studio audience? Our audience in the chat. Anybody in there throwing out some states?
California.
I mean, the dead avocado.
We got California.
Okay.
Tech says California.
Tech says California too, right? Okay.
Right.
Well, it is a fact that 95% of all avocado that is consumed in the United States is grown in the state of California. So
we know
95%. So Kuya Tech, you get a bonus. We're going to send you an avocado shake there back in the main studio. So we'll have one on your way coming to you from California. Now, of course, conversely, which country produces the most avocado?
Can I repeat my answer from last time?
Yeah, I think Sister Joy might have the right one on this.
Sister Joy might have the.
Yeah, Mexico. I think.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So much avocado fuel, it's just.
It's it. Yeah. It is the country of Mexico that produces. That is the country that produces the highest number of avocados in the nation. Okay, here we go. It's another
country, state. It's easy to confuse.
Yeah.
And Mexico geographically now, right, is by California.
We'll just call it a state and be done with it, okay? Well, here's a couple of fun facts for you, okay? Peak avocado season is late winter and early spring. So if you're looking for good avocados, you've got to wait till the late winter or the early spring. Anything outside of that season is probably an avocado that's been stored. It's not as fresh. So that's what you're looking for if you're traveling to California. We all know avocado is a fruit, not a vegetable, right? But because it's been used in so many salads and many savory dishes, a lot of people have mistaken it as a vegetable. It is actually a fruit. But here's one that I didn't know. Did you know that avocados are higher in potassium than bananas and are much better for cardiovascular health?
We can serve avocados for Unity games then.
Yes, we can. We'll just have some avocado shakes. We're going to get some potassium so people don't cramp up. That's the way that we're going to end up doing it. Now, here's one for you folks that are the health advocates. Avocado is used for what purpose more, or the second most used purpose of avocado after consumption as a food? What would that be? What do people mostly use avocado for when they're not eating it?
Well, they for the skin, right? The avocado mask. Do they put that? I've seen
Yeah,
them.
it's exactly right.
Oh, my skin's
100%.
Is
How did you
is
not know that?
experience, Brother Jim?
It's my only beauty treatment because I actually keep chips by me myself.
I was gonna say I'd end up going like,
I just
The lime concentrate is the vitamin C source.
And you were 100% correct, Brother Jim, that avocado masks for facials is the second largest use of avocado outside of consumption, out of eating. And that one last fact, 77% of the calories in an avocado actually come from fat. Just as Sister Audrey's putting avocado in her mouth, I said that. So there you go. 77% of the calories come from fat. It's one of the highest fat plants on the planet. So,
but it's healthy fat.
but it's
right?
healthy fat,
It's
exactly. So
extremely healthy.
keep that in mind, right?
so I'm gonna walk around and
And
say I'm full of avocado fat. That's what I am.
that's right. Just as I'm stuffing that popsicle, chasing it down with an avocado smoothie. All right. Well, thank you for playing our INC radio host, and let's jump to what our favorite recipes are, because we've already found out that you can have it sweet, you can have it savory. Let's find out what some of our hosts' favorite ways to eat their avocado. We're going to start with Brother Jim. Brother Jim, why don't you tell us a little bit about your favorite avocado recipe?
My hands down favorite avocado recipe is avocado feta spread, and this is something I kind of developed by accident because I like to make a big pork roast from time to time, but I really love to have pork roast in the morning with an arepa. So I make a sandwich out of it, and it's like putting a nice spread on it. So you can take a whole avocado, a quarter red onion, about a quarter cup of feta, a quarter cup of mayonnaise, half a lemon, some fresh cilantro, some nice cumin. If you haven't used cumin a lot, it's just great for any kind of Latin dish. You can add a little cumin. Garlic powder, always have the go-to garlic powder. And mace is another. This is an ingredient I discovered on one of our other shows because we were looking at Caribbean dishes, and I had never used mace in any of my dishes, and it's really interesting. It's got this it's a sweet flavor, but it's more of a citrus sweet flavor. So highly recommend adding a little mace. I did that this morning, and I was like, okay, that's going in the recipe, and really just put it all together and mix it all up, right? And there you have a wonderful, wonderful spread. And like on the next slide, brother, what I did this morning, why I feel so full and feisty right now is because I had an avocado sandwich this morning, and I just took some Hawaiian bread, we'll put a thick layer of avocado, some egg, some fresh tomato, and bacon, and ate it up. And it's so delicious. It's that creaminess. But like I said, my hands down favorite has to be like with some type of pork roast and using it as a sandwich. If you ever go, one of the things I discovered, about Hispanic, cuisine in Tennessee was they make a great sandwich, kind of as an American who didn't know a lot about Latin cuisine growing up in Ohio. I really started discovering when I got down to Tennessee. We're blessed to have this, fairly large Hispanic community, but they make the tortas, the sandwich. So if you're ever, like in like lunchtime, the Mexican restaurant, highly recommend try a torta. But a lot of times they'll put maybe like some avocados on it or something, makes it fantastic. But that fresh bread with avocado and some nice, pork meat or beef, fantastic.
this is making me so hungry.
Oh,
So hungry, so good.
so
I
good.
have a little take on that too. I have mine right here. I have leftover sisig, and I just
Oh, genius.
put it on a naan bread, and I just put some avocado on top. So I have this is my savory, and I got my sweet shake right here. So
And that's great for a diet too, because it has non-calories, right?
So don't mind me. I'm gonna just munch on
Yes,
this.
as you're having. Well, this is a breakfast show. This is a brunch show, so you're okay.
My biggest issue with that, Sister Joy, is we never have leftover sisig. I always eat it all. So I, I was like, that sounds so good. But then I realized I would probably never have leftover seafood.
I tried very hard because Brother Billy didn't come home till late tonight. So I'm like, let me go ahead and I'm gonna save some and best breakfast ever.
All right. Well, let's move on to the next savory recipe, which is actually one that I love. My favorite recipe for avocado is one where I treat it like a pizza, right? The avocado is your base on top of avocado toast, and everything else on top is all of that goodness. So you start off with the basic ingredients, which is a good thick cut grainy bread. You know, the bread matters. So I choose a thick and grainy bread, and it's really good for holding a lot of that substance. And then, of course, you want to have a large ripe avocado. Make sure your avocado is hard when you first buy it, because it's going to ripen, and it's going to ripen rapidly, right? So you want to give it as much opportunity for it to ripen, so you get yourself a nice, uh, uh, still hard and not fully ripened avocado. And then you need 1 to 2 teaspoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice. This is a hack. I'm sure, Brother Jim, you already know this, because anyone who's ever made anything with avocado, you spread it, you make the guacamole, you turn around, you go to the fridge to grab an ingredient, you come back, and it's already turned brown.
Right.
And literally that fast, right? So the secret is to use a little bit of lime or lemon juice, and the citrus helps to keep that color, that vibrant green color. And it doesn't have to be a ton. You can just layer it on top, a nice thin layer of lime or lemon juice. And if you're going to store it, a nice little hack is you can actually, if you've got a spread of avocado, you put a thin layer on top, and that could be a little bit more generous, and then seal it, and then put it in the fridge. The next day, when you come to take it out, you can actually drain it, because all of that stuff is going to sit on top still, protecting that avocado. You can drain it, or like what I
Good to
choose to do is
know.
just mix it in, because it's got that nice citrusy flavor to it, right?
Mm.
And then, of course, kosher salt with some black pepper to taste. So that is the canvas, right? The canvas for your masterpiece is going to be
True.
that nice, thick, grainy bread that you have toasted to perfection, with a nice, generous layer of seasoned avocado on top. And then now, toppings or whatever you want them to be. You could put cherry tomatoes and basil. My personal favorite is smoked salmon with some red onion and capers on top of avocado.
Oof.
It's incredible. I mean, you can have avocados on not avocados, salmon on bagel, right? What do they
Mm.
call
That is one of my
lox?
favorite twos.
Lots
Oh
of
my
Bagel and
sense.
lox with cream cheese, right? But Sister Joy, do
yes,
yourself a favor and put some lox with some capers and red
I
onion
love that.
on
Oh,
avocado toast, and it will completely transform your taste buds. Scrambled eggs. It's going to be breakfast. Throw a scrambled egg on there, like Brother Jim did earlier, and a little bit of crispy bacon. So, people used to think that avocado toast was this like very fancy foo-foo kind of meal that you would feed that wasn't going to be satisfying, and it's just all about making it your own, right? So if you're just going to eat the avocado, then maybe it's not going to be satisfying. But put a little bacon and eggs on there, and any hungry man Jack will be more than happy to consume that, right? And then, of course, the one of the favorites is pico de gallo, because it's very flavorful. It's essentially a salsa, but it's a thicker salsa, and it's got that nice zest to it when you bite in. It's great variations in texture between the avocado and the pico de gallo. So these are your ways of making avocado toast. Think of avocado toast the next time, men, gentlemen that are out there, brothers that are out there, when your wife or your girlfriend or your sister wants to take you and have avocado toast, give it a shot, and maybe bring your own bacon with you and just sprinkle it on top, and that'll make it satisfying, right? So those are some of the most important things for you, with specifically trying to give yourself a little bit of a variation in how it is that you eat your avocados. And I believe those were the ones we had for savory. But let's talk about the others, which is sweet. So, Sister Audrey, what's your favorite sweet way to eat an avocado?
Oh, so hard. It's so hard to to choose. I mean, I definitely love like a good like creamy avocado popsicle. One of my favorite local Tampa popsicle shops has it with pistachio. So
Ooh,
super,
that sounds
yes,
great.
it
Mm.
is a
Great
nutty
combination.
flavor.
Yes.
Yes, it's so refreshing. But I have to go back to my roots in doing like and that's what I'm eating this morning. Um, you just mash it, just mash the avocado. I don't want to call it a shake. It's not a smoothie either. Just like a dessert goodness. It's like avocado hollow sans everything else. Just avocado.
It's avocado hollow minus the hollow. So
Right.
But yeah, but I mean, it's the same. I don't want it like you want that like chunky texture of the avocados because it's so creamy. But you mix it, you just mash it. Don't like put it through the blender. Mash it so you get those chunks with sweet condensed milk, shaved ice. Throw that in a bowl or a cup. I choose a bowl because I'm going to eat a large portion. And throw some like nata de coco jellies in there and some sago, and you've got yourself a splendid dessert.
oh man. Oh, okay. What about you, Sister Joy? Now that I want to go grab some dessert, what's your favorite way to
Oh,
sweeten up
oh,
your
oh,
avocado dish?
I have so many different favorites, but what I did this morning, I took half, I just had one avocado. So what I did was I took my one half, put it on my sisig, and the other half I just threw it in my blender cup. I put some almond milk and condensed milk, and
Huh.
that's my shake.
Wow.
And drain it.
So
Very
simple. It's so
It was.
simple. I
It's
think
so simple.
that's
That's the thing
why
about avocados. It's you don't have to do anything super fancy with it. I mean, just the taste alone is just
I think that's why people
delightful.
fancy avocado so much because it is a dish that obviously can masquerade itself sweet or savory, but at the same time, it's just that texture, right? It's got that texture that you could add, and it's one of those things that I think once you've started experimenting with how you can use avocado, you're just going to come up with so many different ways. So if anything, this is a public service announcement for people to eat more avocado because there's so many different ways that you can actually use it. And and even I found out, Sister Joy, you know why it is that the paparazzi were chasing the avocado?
Why is that?
Because
Is
they
it
found out
Oh,
he was a guac star. So they just
Oh, no.
figured that they needed to go
Oh,
chase that avocado and see if they could take some pictures of it.
Lord.
bravocado, brother Robert.
Bravocado, thank you
Bravocado.
very much. Thank you. We could never stop. But as Brother Jim would always say, I'm just a chip off of the old guac. So we'll, we're going to be tossing it down to our friends here shortly. We're at the bottom of the last 30 minutes, thank goodness, because I was running out of avocado jokes. But please stay tuned because our friends and our co-hosts there in the Caribbean are coming up next here at INC Radio Caribbean. But for now, this is Brother Robert Topalas here in Tampa, Florida, for Brother Jim there in Pensacola, and for Sister Audrey that's there in Tampa as well, but she's actually down this way. There you go. And then Sister Joy, who's there in Orlando. Give me a high five, Sister Joy. Other hand. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, there it is. All right. Thank you for joining us on INC Radio Florida. We'll see you next week. Please have a wonderful and blessed weekend.